Hi friends, Dean here with Escape to Gaming. Another exciting episode and way overdue. I was going to hopefully get this done before Christmas, and I've been experimenting with a bunch of different kind of dietary drugs and medications to help me lose weight and deal with my diabetes. And I was violently ill for a couple months trying to suffer through one of those, and then I had to get off it, and it took forever to get off it. But anyway, I'm here now. Life is... Get older, it's like an old car. You may have to take it to the shop a few times, But anyway, I thought I'd start off I've got some gifts I want to show from a few good friends, and then I've got a few pickups here. Kind of accumulated these over a period of time, so I'm anxious to show them to you. And I can show you kind of what I've been doing and my gaming and what have you. So I hope a lot of you are doing well. I've got a tremendous amount of kind words, a couple emails, mostly text, and even some calls from friends over the holidays, and it means a lot to me. I really appreciate the support, and I've tried to be there for my friends as well. It's a lot of us are going through tough times financially with jobs, age, health, pretty much everything. So you got to make the best of it. Some years it seems like it's worse than others, but at the end of the day, you just do the best you can. Be happy with everything you have in your life. Be happy with where you are right now. And don't dwell on what you don't have, but focus on what you do have and what you're thankful for. So, yeah, getting on with a couple gifts I have here. My good friend Michael in New York, he's the one that helped me get the Retro Tink 5X Pro. And he's a big, PS4 fan. And he said, I noticed that you didn't have the new Warhammer 40K Space Marines 2 game. And I go, yeah, not yet. I kind of ran out of money. And I got the RoboCop one and a couple others when I first got my Series X. He goes, well, I'm going to rectify that. So he sent me a brand new Space Marines 2. And then I got the digital one as well that was remastered back. God, it's been a few months now. And so I want to get through and play that first. My good friend Rob over at Fancy Action Now, great channel, great witty sense of humor, highly intelligent, and a really good gamer. Very impressed with his streams. I got sucked in watching his Space Marines, I don't know if they call it the definitive edition or remastered or whatever it is, but it basically is a remaster of the older Xbox 360. Space Marines 2, a fantastic game, and I've been anxious to play it, and I certainly want to play this now that I've got it. I've just kind of put this in the back burner. Sorry about the cellophane, how I typically like to rip these off, but it's so new I didn't even have time to take it off yet. He also sent me this book a while back, I think when I was living in Sacramento, California, and it's a whole book on walkthroughs. Doug Walsh, The Walkthrough, Insider Tales from a Life and Strategy Guides. And it's all about someone that had written a lot of the better strategy guides for, I think, Gears of War and a lot of other really big games. Did a wonderful little book. It's easy to read, very cool. I had this buried in a box of books. I'm like, where the hell is that book? My friend showed me a picture of it yesterday, and I was obsessed with finding it. So I finally found it. I haven't read it yet, but this I've got to sit down and read now when I get more quiet time late at night, because it really looks good, and I love strategy guides. A few of you do as well. So thank you, Michael, for that. I'm sorry that I haven't read it. I feel bad it was put away in a box to where I couldn't show it. My good friend Steve Baker over in Sacramento, he just had a big gaming expo, not unlike the one that him and I went to, God, years ago, 2016, 17, 18, somewhere in there. We went to the the Sacramento Gaming Expo. I saw Radical Reggie there. I saw, what's the other fellow's name? It'll probably come, Adam Korlick. He was there as well. Got to shake hands and talk with both of them, and got some really interesting insights into gaming. That was really the first big gaming convention that I had gone to. Well, anyway, he was looking for a couple of things for himself. He said, Dean, which games are you not finding there in Boise, Idaho? And I said, well, believe it or not, I've got the other Time Splitters games for the original Xbox, but the first one on the PlayStation 2 I don't have. So he got me a really clean copy of the first Time Splitters these are all complete with a manual, everything. Really nice quality games, and real happy to have this. Thank you, Steve, so much for this. I want to start off with the first one and then get into the other ones. Another game that I've heard of for years and never knew anything about it. I've never seen it before in a game store, or if I did, I don't remember it. It's called The Operative No One Lives Forever by Sierra Games. Looks like a really good game, kind of a James Bond, but with a woman. And it's got some really cool, I don't know if it's in the 60s or 70s set pieces, that kind of thing. So I might try to pursue the strategy guide for this as well. I think there's this follow-up sequel for it, although I don't know if it's any better or not. But I'm real anxious to play this one. Thanks again, Steve, for this. This looks great. I have Skate 3. He knows I like Skate 3. I got it on the PlayStation 3. I think I have it digitally on my Series X, and I think I've got a 360 copy of it as well. The one that I have not found, surprisingly, in the wild are the first two Skate games. So he found me a really clean Skate 2, which I'm really thrilled to have this. Oh, it does have a guide, good. It even has a thick color guide and everything. So a lot of fans are real happy with this. Sadly, the DLC is no longer available for this. I wish I had kind of thought of that in advance. No, I do have a lot of DLC for Skate 3 that I recently got on a sale, and I'm anxious to play more of that with the new maps and what have you. There's one in Hawaii, gorgeous. It's the closest thing to realistic skateboarding, I think. I love the Tony Hawk games, but something about Skate 3, and I'm anxious to play this one too, that seem like they're really good games, a lot of fun, and more realistic, you know. It makes, the other ones are kind of like you're on rails sliding, you know, forever down rail slides and stuff like that on the Tony Hawk ones, but not so much on the Skate ones. So I'm anxious to play something that's a little bit more realistic. So thank you, Steve, very much for those. Oh, we also sent this, I completely forgot about this. You know, knew that I was looking for the original component cable setup for my original Xbox, so he found me one of the original, you know, really super clean original Xbox component cable setup. And I've got the monster component cables, really good quality cables that now I can plug into this and get a better signal than the one that I already have. My RetroTink 5X Pro looks amazing right now. Really, the picture quality is fantastic. I need to go in and experiment more. I don't know how to like change it to 1440p and all that, but I'm anxious to. Steve, thanks so much for this. This is really a godsend. I've been looking for one of these. Some of these on eBay are expensive too. It's not like the GameCube one, thank God, but it's getting up there. I found that I had a controller that was a remote control on for my original Xbox. So I've been using that. It has a little dongle you put inside one of the controller ports and you can play pretty much from oh, it is Logitech, yeah. It's a Logitech one. He found me one for the PS2 as well. So now I've got the dongle and I've got a really clean looking Logitech one for the PS2. Now I've got one for the original Xbox and the PS2. What happened is my TV sits so far back from my couch that the controller cables don't reach. I'd have to get like a beach chair and put it in front of my coffee table and get up closer, and that's not going to be comfortable for me. So thank you, Steve, very much. This is a godsend as well. Stick these over here real quick. I'm gonna drink. I'm really parched this morning. I think my Diet Pepsi destroy your insides and your teeth with phosphoric acid. Okay, who else sent me some? Jeremy, on Asian Sleepy's channel. He sent me. He got me the Tony Hawk's Underground. I think his mom actually has been praying for me because of some of my medical issues and stuff, which I think is very thoughtful. And he said, my mom wants to get you something. Do you have any games that you want? I said, you know, I sent about a half dozen. You know, any of these would be fine. And so he found a really clean one for his mom to give me. And it's, again, complete with a manual, super clean disc, everything. So thank you so much, Jeremy. This is one of the last games that I need to get from my original Xbox. I have all the Tony Hawk games except for Underground 2 now. So once I have that, I'll be complete. He knew that I wanted the new RoboCop Unfinished Business, kind of an expansion, a standalone expansion you can get on disc. I think that right now they've got a new special edition where you can get RoboCop and the DLC in one package. So where is it? Oh, here it is. So I've got RoboCop. That was the first game I bought with my Series X. Excuse me. And he got me the RoboCop Unfinished Business. This is another one with cellophane. I got to get the cellophane off. Jeremy, thank you so much for this. This is really nice. Probably a low print run down the road. It could be pricey. So I'm really happy to have both of these in my collection. I still need to switch and to play these soon. I'm playing a bunch of other games right now that I just picked up, just kind of trying them out. So I'm waiting for like a moment where I can blow through this in like a week or two. Those moments don't seem to come unless you make the time to do it, because I get home, I get tired, or lately I've been doing a lot of end-year projects that I should have done last summer in the house. So I've been remodeling the bathrooms and working in the garage, trying to get it done, fix it up, and get it finished. And I'm anxious to show a new game room tour where I bought so many new games I had to rearrange everything. So it's just a complete shit show out there right now. I'll get to it soon. Jeremy, thanks so much for those games and for your continued support over the years. Been a great friend. The biggest travesty about our relationship is that we don't live closer to have a pizza and a beer, you know. Or in his case, I think he likes whiskey better than beer, but I like beer, but I can't drink it anymore. But once a year I make an exception. It can't be any worse than this god-awful soda you're drinking, but it is what it is. So based on the RoboCop thing, I looked, and I haven't seen these in a while, but I got the underrated director's cut of RoboCop on Blu-ray, and then I bought this RoboCop 2. I haven't even watched. I bought this years ago on DVD. It's brand new, and had never watched it. I won't watch the third one. I saw TV trailers for it. It looked just cheesy as hell, so I wouldn't watch it. So to me, these are the only two that exist. You know, I forgot I had the RoboCop game, which is supposed to be a really shitty game, but collector's edition. Oh, cool. Bonus materials, making of the game, artwork, stills by Titus, one of the cheesiest game companies at the time. They've made some real winners, but this is still a cool game, and I'm glad I got it. It probably has gone up in value. I wouldn't be surprised. So that's kind of my little RoboCop collection of stuff. Let's see what else. Do I have any other gifts here? I think I showed those. Yep, I think that's it. I don't think I have any more. I feel bad if I overlooked anyone. Please forgive me if I have. I think that's everything. So that's it. I'll show you some pickups that I've got too. Some of these I got like in clusters. I'd get maybe 6 at one time and 2 another time, and nothing for 3 months, and then one game and that kind of thing. But there's a lot of these EA big games that kind of like the SSX Tricky and SSX 3 in particular I really like. I've got a couple different versions of those. Well, they had a whole series of them, and I saw some profile on YouTube where they showed all of these games, not just the SSX games, but other ones that are in the EA big category. One of them is called Show X, which is basically a rally racing game, but it's got a couple interesting mechanics in the game, or small gimmicks that make it quite fun, very arcadey. So I've got this. I've got one that's called Freestyle. Freak Style. This was hard for me to find, and my retro game place found a copy for me because I just have been looking, I never see it. This is fantastic. You should watch some game reviews of this. These are real hidden gems, all of these. And what's funny is that I've never really seen Metal Jesus or any of the other big YouTubers go over all of these games. But I'm thrilled to have them. MX Superfly, that's another one. Now this one I think you can get on the original Xbox, but I found a clean copy on PS2 and jumped on it. There's one that I had never heard of or seen before, and again, another kind of a compilation, someone that was talking about all the Tony Hawk games and which ones are the best, which ones are the worst. And he brought up, this is kind of got mixed reviews. It came out, I believe, on the Wii first and the Wii only, but then they came out with a PlayStation 2 version. You could use, a controller for it. And that one has actually got the best reviews, and that's Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam. Now, when I was in a ramp and skating and doing a lot of swimming pools and stuff like that, it was becoming harder and harder to find places. At Fresno, where I lived at the time, we didn't have skate parks and stuff like that. So you had to rely on someone that had a quarter pipe or a half pipe in their backyard or whatever. So we kind of lived for finding houses that were abandoned and be a completely empty pool. We'd sweep it all out and skate it for weeks at a time till the sheriffs came and told us to get off, and they kind of protected the property from then on. But I got into a lot of street skating, and one of the things that I excelled at is doing a lot of downhill, super high-speed downhill. So that's kind of what it reminds me of. I've skated in San Francisco, which some of those hills are like, I went on one of the more easier hills and I almost killed myself. So you got to be careful. But we would drive down like a 3.5-hour drive from Fresno all the way to downtown LA, wait till in the middle of the night, like 11, 12 at night, and the whole city downtown was completely empty. Now today there's homeless and encampments and criminals and God knows what else. But we'd park down there and we'd just haul ass on these steep streets down in LA, blowing through red lights, and there were big parking garages too. The sun came up, we go to UCLA, the campus there had tons of elevated concrete, tiers for sitting on, and they had like truck loading ramps and whole sets of stairs, 3 stairs. I could jump as many as 9 stairs. That was the most that I could jump, a flight of stairs going off 4 or 5 foot truck loading ramps, stuff like that. I was pretty good at. But this game looks really good. It's quite cartoony and very arcadey, but it looks really fantastic. I watched virtually every review in this. I had never seen it, didn't know it. These are all hidden gems. Every game that I'm going to show you, for the most part, is a hidden gem. This is another one that's really good. V Rally 3. I believe this was a Need for Speed, kind of a spin-off, I think. I haven't played the other ones, but this one looks like the best of all of them. I'm still trying to find an original Xbox version just in case, but this was so clean I had to jump on it. This is one I've always wanted. I should have bought it when it was new, and that's Extermination for the PlayStation 2. A really good kind of a survival horror game, kind of like Cold Fear or Resident Evil. It's quite hard from what I've heard, but I'm real anxious to play it. I'm going to see if I can find a strategy guide for this, because some of the levels are supposed to be really tough. This is one of my smaller Holy Grails, kind of in the top 5, and I finally found it. I walked in one day and there it was, and it's complete with a manual, and it's called Shadow of Rome. Kind of like the Gladiator movie with Russell Crowe. It's the same concept in a Capcom game. Yeah, it is Capcom. And it's quite gory, kind of really killer killing sessions and animations. It's got a beautiful, really clean disc and manual and everything. I love these old full color manuals. They're just fantastic. So I'm anxious to try this soon on my modded PS2. I've played a lot of my modded original Xbox, installed tons of games, ripped into the 500 gig hard drive, and I've been playing them, trying each one, like an hour this one, 30 minutes of that one. Another one that I wanted to try, and the disc was cracked, so I found another one, and that's Dark Watch. This kind of reminds me of that Evil West game that came out by that Flying Wild Hogs developer. It's very similar, kind of a cyberpunk, or what would they call it? They call it not cyberpunk. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, it's a Western, but it's got some kind of modern variations of weapons, and it's kind of like a Western shooter, but with, supernatural shit in it, which looks pretty good. I finally recently got the strategy guide as well, so this is another one that's hot on my list. It's kind of the top 10 that I'm anxious to try out. I had always wanted a copy of this, and every time I found it, it was missing the manual or something was wrong with the disc. This one's real clean, and that's Voodoo Vince. I finally got that. I don't like a lot of the cartoony type platformers and what have you. I have the 2 ones called Blinks for the original Xbox, and I have this Sly Cooper trilogy on the PlayStation 3. But I'm happy I've never tried this, but I'd like to try it. It looks really cool and quite fun, and just great art direction. I love certain games that are kind of like the Psychonauts. They're real creative and kind of way out there. That's what this is. I'm anxious to check it out. I love snowboarding. I thought I'd take a chance on this. I saw a few reviews of it, and that's Trans World Snowboarding. There's one more I want to get. I think it's an ESPN snowboarding game for the original Xbox. That's kind of one of the last ones yet that I want to get. I've got all the AMP games and Stoked Big Air Edition for the 360, but I love snowboarding. So you kind of see a theme here. I've been getting more into snowboarding games, skateboarding games, which I've only played just a couple of, but I want to kind of expand that and play more of them. It's something, for whatever reason, I just at the time never played that much of. This is another one that I wanted. It's an okay game. The graphics are pretty good. It's kind of monotonous, but it's fun because I like off-road games, and that's Hummer Badlands. So every vehicle you play is identical. They're basically different variations of the original H1 Hummer. Oh wait, no, it's the H2 Hummer, actually. Yeah, the H2. I was kind of hoping it was the H1, but my sister got one of these when they were brand new, a black one, and she loved it. I don't know whatever happened to it. I think it traded it for an Escalade or something, but I see a lot of these around town fixed up. There's a lot of rednecks here in Idaho, so you'll see a lot of Chevy trucks and Tahoes and Blazers lifted and jacked up, and I've seen a couple really killer Hummers that have got complete makeovers with 37s on them and lifted really nice. So I've got most of the off-road games. There's only a couple left I want to get, but I'm pretty much, for the most part, I think that's done. So I think that's the older games that I've got. I did find, finally, I thought I had this for some reason, but apparently I didn't. I have the Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition guide, but I don't have the official guide. It's a Prima guide for New Vegas. I've never played New Vegas. I've only played Fallout 3. So this was something that's imperative that I find the guide. And I knew that with the new second season of the Amazon Prime Fallout show, which I still haven't seen yet, my friend Steve Baker said, Dean, you really need to see it. It's fantastic. And I will, Steve. So anyway, I thought I'd jump on this. Yeah, right after I bought this, the show came out, and now the prices of this are blowing up again. So it's a shame, because what happens, you'll see these and it'll be $150, $170, and it's like, well, I can't afford that one now. So I try to kind of look for trends and see ahead. And I'm telling you guys, you might want to think about collecting for the 7th gen while you can, or even the 6th gen, because the prices are going to go up. Eventually, it's going to be so expensive with gaming, with all the storage. I desperately need one of those, like a 1 terabyte or 2 if I could get it. Those SSD internal storage little expansion deals. You plug it in the back and you get an extra 1 terabyte for installing a lot of all the new games, which I'm anxious to do. My God, they're like 150 something bucks to $250, and I think that soon anything with RAM, anything with memory, storage, external hard drives, everything, I see it all going up to where it's going to be kind of cost inhibitive to buy anything modern. So, and I said, you know what, instead of spending 150 bucks on an expansion thing, which would be nice, because I'm tired of deleting games to put new games on, but I said for $150, I'd rather invest it in all these games and get them while I can, because I see that the prices are going to be so inhibitive. I mean, look at I've got my Series X literally right in time. Within like 4 weeks, they had the first price hike, then it went up to $650. I should have just spent the extra $100 and got the Galaxy, which came with a 2 terabyte expansion. I really screwed myself on that. So I'm thinking I may have to break down and get that expansion thing soon, but things are getting expensive. And I'm telling you, if you ever wanted to build a PC for gaming, now would be the time, because it's going to be something about memory or the graphics cards, instead of being, $500 now, they're going to go up to $2,000 or $5,000. So it's insane because of this obsession with AI and all this AI crap. I refuse to call it slop. I think I'm going to pull out a gun and just go nuts. If I ever hear anyone using that slop, it's overdone. AI slop, AI slop. I don't like playing that kind of slop. It's just every damn video you watch now, I'll hear it. I'm like, oh, for the love of God, what was the other one that was getting on my nerves? God, I can't remember. My brain is just shot. I had the last 3 days were tough, and I've been up like really late at night because I drank so much caffeine throughout the day that I just couldn't sleep at night. So pardon me, I'm a little bit tired and groggy and exhausted. But if I don't do these videos on Saturday, they don't get done. Usually Saturdays, I kind of just chill and rest and take it easy and watch a film or play some games. And then I want to film like on Sunday, but it doesn't happen. or my wife's home, and it's just not induced. I mean, I could go out in the garage and film probably, but it's freezing out there. It's in the 40s in the garage right now, so I don't know if I'd be wearing a jacket or a Pendleton to make a video. So I typically wait when she's like helping her mom for the day, or they go out. She has friends she goes out with, and Saturdays are like a really good day for filming. But unfortunately, like I said, either I'm working Saturdays or I just got off on Friday and I'm just dead tired, and I usually kind of rest. If I don't, then I get groggy and absent-minded and shit like that. So what else did I get? I'm trying to think what else I got. No, I showed that stuff. Oh, I got a few Xbox One and Series X games. I got the Mafia: The Old Country. I found a really affordable copy of this. It was like 30% off for a physical copy. What else did I get? Starfield, super cheap too. I think I paid like $5-6 for it or something. I mean, it wasn't very much money. So thrilled to have this. It's got a lot of terrible reviews, but I actually found a lot of really good reviews of people that love it and are quite surprised with how cool it is. So I think it'll be like the No Man's Sky thing. Eventually they'll fix shit and add better expansions and DLC to it. And I think there is a new DLC pack out for this. So I'm anxious to get to this at some point, but I think in the meantime, I'm going to try to finish more of my Sniper Elite games and this Mafia. Some of the shorter games that I can do in 5, 6, 7 hours are ideal for me sometimes, where it's so hard for me to get into a 60-hour RPG or something. So this is another area or kind of types of games I've never got into or never played, and that's the monster truck ones. And a friend of mine, Jason McDonald, he's someone I knew, kind of a new channel that that I found recently, a few months back, and I've really enjoyed it. He does like some home, he does a lot of reselling. He'll go out and get stuff for himself, but he'll find a couple games cheap. But he's not exploiting it like you see with some of these resellers where they're just gouging. They buy everything in sight at a yard sale and fuck everybody else, you know. I was here first, you know, and all this kind of stuff. So he has a much more balanced way of looking at reselling, and because of how cool he is with it, I have no issues with it. So I found a lot of good deals that I'll see him talking about. I've been picking them up from my older retro games, and then I have another channel. What was the name of it? Sorry guys, my memory's so bad. But I saw a video that they had showed this Monster Jam showdown that was done recently, maybe in the last year or so. And the graphics really look good. It looks great on the Series X. So they had a digital sale for like the best version with just a shitload of DLC for peanuts. So it was like the whole thing was $5-6 or something. So I jumped on it. And I've been hooked on it. I've been playing it every night when I come home, even though I'm exhausted. I'll put it in for like 30 to 60 minutes, and it's just very fun. Great racing. It's a different dynamic than rally racing or like Forza where you're on a track, and these things are so high and top heavy, they flip over. So you have to really be careful with the undulations and how you launch off a jump or you land on your side or roof or whatever. It's pretty cool. So I've been really enjoying the Monster Jam session. So I'm going to go after Monster Jam, what's the one? It's called Destruction for the 360. That's the big one I'm looking for right now. But I did find Monster Jam Steel Titans, and I've got digitally Steel Titans too. They had a deal, my God, it was like $6. You could get Steel Titans 1 and 2 with all the DLC from the PlayStation Store for peanuts. So I bought the whole thing. So I've got that on my PS4 Pro, and I've got some of the games, this one and Monster Jam Showdown. I've got them on the Series X. It says Xbox One in there, so I guess maybe it's an older game and it's been, you know, made playable on the Series X and Series S. Rage 2 I already had. I bought that. In fact, I pre-ordered the deluxe edition. I've got the wing stick out in my game room. It's part of my set. I found this for $2.99 for $3, and it was a deluxe version with everything in it. So I have the codes, and I was able to get all of it has like the BFG gun from Doom and everything. So I'm anxious to play this now. I got maybe 3 hours into this, and I gave up on it. I don't know why. I love the game. It's made by Avalanche. It made Mad Max. So when I can find a deal like that, I find that many of the Xbox One games literally play so much better on the Series X. They get like 60 FPS at 4K native. It's fantastic. This looks really, really good on the Series X. I was quite impressed. So that's that. They had a really good sale online of Red Dead Redemption. Now I have my original 360 Red Dead Redemption. In fact, here's the guide I bought when I bought it in 2010. This guide's going up in value too. And then I recently was fortunate. My friend Jeremy got me this for 40 or 50 bucks. Now this has gone up to well over 100, 150 bucks now. These are really expensive. So that's another one that I jumped on when the price was good. And I was happy to have it for 40 something bucks, I think it was. But now they're just getting so cost prohibitive. When it starts getting like $100, you really think twice about spending that much money on one guide or one game. You can get so many more games and guides for 100 bucks. I can get sometimes a half a dozen really good guides. So I'd rather wait for stuff like that. But when they first came out with this, I pre-ordered this, the Red Dead Redemption. It's a remaster for the PlayStation 4, but the new one that they just came out with that's for the PS5 and the Series X man, it looks really good. So I've got a digital version of that I'm playing right now on the Series X. This is the third time I started replaying it because I got this one and started playing this. I wanted to check out the backwards compatibility. I heard you can play it. My friend Solid Rev said, Dean, you can play that thing in 4K and everything on the Series X. And I did. I put about 4 or 5 hours into that. Then this came out like a month and a half later, and I jumped on this. I stopped playing that, and I started from the beginning going through this. And it really looked good. I couldn't tell really the difference between how good this looks remastered on the PlayStation 4 Pro and how it looked on the One X or on the Series X. So thrilled to have this. I'd like to get the physical one. I do have the physical one for the PS4, which I forgot about. So at least have these. But again, the PS4 Pro looks good, but they look a lot better and they play a lot better on the Series X. So I hate to spend the money twice to get two versions of a game because it's when I could be buying games that I don't have. But some of them, if they're really good quality games, it's kind of nice to have them on a backup port. So down the road, God forbid my Series X is a brick, I can still play them. See what I'm saying? So a couple others most of these I got for like between $3 and $5. Just Cause 3, I got it for $4 or $5. Super clean, no scratches, maybe one fingerprint here and there, but really clean. Ghost Recon Wildlands, 60 FPS. I don't know about the One X, but on the Series X, it's like double the frame rate, much better resolution. So the Series X, if you want to go back and play older games, it's really the hut setup. Far Cry 5, I got this for like $5, really cheap. I got this cheap too. I think I paid maybe 14 bucks for this. Far Cry 6. It had like one DLC thing with it. But since then, I bought the expansions for this on the Series X. The Xbox store has incredible deals. I mean, if every single month or every couple months, if your game that you want to get isn't on sale yet, just give it a chance. Eventually it will, or the DLC. I've seen like Assassin's Creed Odyssey with the killer version, the Ultimate Edition with everything in it for like 14 bucks. I mean, really cheap prices. So where you get all the DLC, you can get like 130 bucks worth of DLC and expansions. You can get for peanuts for $14.99, on one of these big sales. The PlayStation Store has them too. I kind of look at both, but I've noticed that the Xbox Store really has even better deals on most games and DLC. So if your game that you want to get isn't on sale yet, give it time. What else did I have? I think I showed this in an old video. I got Walking Dead Destinies. That's a newer game I got. Sniper Elite Resistance, which I haven't played because I want to get through Sniper Elite 5 and finish it first and play this. Atom Fall, I got the Season Pass and the Red Stain DLC. It's another big expansion. I think they're going to come out with a new version of this. It might already be out that has like everything, the Ultimate Complete Edition or something like that. So I already own all this stuff, but this is one I want to start very soon. I'm so torn because there's so many great games. I'm playing Red Dead Redemption, the first one right now on my Series X. I've got maybe 2.5 hours into it. Just I'm not even where I was on the other game, on the One X, or on the PlayStation 4 Pro. So I'm trying to get back where I was and get past it and get all the way through Red Dead Redemption. The first one is so good. I played that when I was really lonely, away from home for 6 months on a painting project, painting all this decorative painting on like 32-foot ceilings, and it was a very big job. Months and months of working till midnight, 1 in the morning, and all I had at the time is I bought the day it came out. The next week I moved. I bought the game for the 360 in 2010, Red Dead Redemption, and I kissed my wife goodbye. And then every 3 weeks I drive up and have like a 3-day weekend. I get some time off. But that's the only game I had. I had that game and the 360. I'd come home tired, or sometimes we'd get up late in the morning and I'm waiting for my other partner, which took him forever to get up because he was the contractor I was working for. And so I'd have like sometimes 2 or 3 hours in the mornings. I was playing that game every morning, and it was just, when I got down to Mexico, it just opened up again. It just got better and better and better. And I've got friends on Solid Red, Dean, that's nothing. Wait till you play Red Dead Redemption 2, you should just play it. Instead of the first one, but I still want to finish the first one. I never finished it. I got pretty far into Mexico. Maybe I got a third left or a half left, tops. But I want to start it over. It's been so long now. So then once I got back home, and after the 6 months, there were so many new games out, I just parked it. I was meant to get back to it and naturally get on to 10 other ones. But Mad Max, I got close to 100, approaching 120 hours in this version. I've been just putting this in for like an hour or two at a time. This one I can get lost for 3-4 hours like that. My back starts to get really bad about the 3-hour mark, and sometimes I'll just take another pain pill and go another hour or so. But I'm so deep into this. This is my 6th attempt to beat this game, because I tried to beat it 5 times on the PlayStation 4 Pro. And I had to wait till they had patch number 4, and then that one broke, needed patch 5, then patch 6. So I've waited so long. Now I haven't had any bugs at all on the Series X. In fact, on the Series X, this plays at 60 to 120 hertz, or frames per second, I think in 4K. It looks and plays amazing. I've only got a little bit of time on the Series X compared to all the hours I do have in this are on the One X, which I retired when I got the Series X. So I've got that. I showed Adam Fall, Indiana Jones, and the Great Circle. This one looks really good, and I think I might have one of the DLCs for this, but not the other. I think they have a new one I never got. I think you have to pay for it. Dead Island 2 Ultimate Edition. This I showed before, but this is another good one that I want to start on the Series X. The Series X I've been playing kind of going back and playing older games and better ones. Like I've got a Just Cause 3 I've got somewhere. I don't know, I don't have it here, but that's another one that I bought for the Series X. My God, it looks so good. Finally, a stable frame rate, and visually it looks the best I've ever seen it for an old game by Avalanche. They had a Wolfenstein sale where every game you could get all the Wolfenstein games digitally for like a few bucks each. It was so cheap. So I got the physical version of this thanks to my friend Phil that gave this to me. Thank you, Phil, for this. I still need to play this. I've never played this one. I made a big deal out of it when it came out, and then I heard there was some political stuff in it that it just kind of ruined it for me. So I'll get to it eventually, but I got an open mind. I'll sit through it. I'm sure I'll find the gunplay exceptional. But this looks really good. But they had this one, the Old Blood I already had. A lot of these I played and have for the PS4 Pro, but I'm dying to see how they look and play on the Series X. So that way when I do go through this, I have the game. And I've got, again, there's the first one. I've got the New Water. I've got the Old Blood. I wouldn't play the Young Blood one. It's not for me. But the Gears of War Ultimate Edition, I had been playing this on the One X and really getting back into it and loved it. And then they came out with this new, for the third version of it. It's another, this was already remastered, and I think it looks pretty damn good. They've remastered it again, and man, the shadows and the water effects, The ray tracing, it looks fantastic. It's like 78 gigabytes. I had to, again, delete games to make room for it for the free game. So I'm thankful that, Microsoft gave me the game free because I already own the Ultimate Edition. But my God, it's crazy the prices of some of these games when they're new. It's nice if you can get them free or like on a discount. Then I'm more inclined to get them. Let me see if there's anything else that I've missed here. I think that's. Oh, wait, I've got this stuff too. Save the best for last. That new Terminator game came out. Terminator 2D No Fate. And I pre-ordered it, and something got fucked up, and my pre-order didn't come in, and all of a sudden you couldn't get a copy of it, and I freaked out. And my retro game store manager, the one that I ordered it through, instead of going through GameStop, I've been kind of going through him. He said, Dean, I can get you any new game coming out. You can just order it through me. And I said, well, I'd rather give you the money than GameStop. No offense. I mean, I got a good friend, Eric, that's the manager of the GameStop, but I like going to the retro store. It's kind of a mom and pop biz, and that's what I want to promote and support. So anyway, the game is fantastic. I have the Terminator movie, the first two films. What's this one? Rise of the Machines. That was the third one. Here's the second one, T2. I'm about halfway through the movie, and I just need to finish together half of it. It's really good. I haven't seen this movie, my God, probably a decade. I've seen it probably a dozen times. I've watched it over and over. I had an early Laserdisc. One of the first big Laserdiscs that I had was the only one I had because it was like $100, some outrageous amount of money. And I just watched it over and over. So I've seen it quite a few times. But the game looked good, and I already liked the Solid Rev had bought me for the PlayStation 4. In fact, I think I have it right here. Oh, here it is. He had bought me the physical version of Resistance. I think I was just getting out of another surgery. And I was at home and wasn't working for a few months. He said, Dean, I'll pick this up for you. So I'm almost halfway through this. I kind of know where I am in the game, and it's pretty far in. But now there's a digital version of this I bought digitally, and I can go through and play it with all the DLC, which was initially only on the PC. You couldn't get it on the PlayStation 4. But for the Series X, I have it, and man, does it look good. I started playing this over. This is fantastic on the Series X. Then I even have the fourth one. I like this one. A lot of people don't like it, this Terminator Salvation. But I really like this film. I've seen this probably 4 times, and it's quite good. I think it's not bad. It's not as good as the first two. The third one is even okay. I don't have a problem with the third one. It's just not as solid. The writing and the story, I think, is far better in the first 2 films. But I still like this. And I kind of missed this. I kind of want to watch it again. So anyway, I finally came in like a week and a half late. I was really beginning to panic, and I was going to buy it digitally. I said, no, I'll just wait. I'll wait. Just be patient. So it came in, and man, I got the day 1 edition of this for the Series X. What a fantastic package. I've been playing this like every night. I play Monster Hunter, and then I'll play this. I'll play Monster Hunter. Go back and forth because they're both kind of arcade fun. When I'm exhausted and drained, I can't get, okay, what was that mission? I got to go through and look at a guide. I just want to jump into something and play it for 30 minutes and then turn the console off. So it's a fantastic game. I highly recommend this. If you're sitting on the fence, some people say, oh, it's too short. Believe me, Super Star Wars on the Super NES is short too. But try to get through the whole thing. It may take you 20 hours to beat it. And it's the same thing with this. This will only take you a few hours. I think most people takes them maybe 2 to 3 hours to go through and do. And there's multiple modes of play, difficulties that you can play, characters that you can play as. I really can't recommend it enough. It came with, and I'll show a little cutaway here, a beautiful cloth poster. Why cloth? Because you can iron it out and get all the wrinkles out of it. And then frame it. I can put it on a matte board, frame it behind glass. I'm dying. That's why I bought the day 1 edition, was for the cloth poster. Primarily, it comes with a reversible cover, which I put on right away. I like this cover because the other image is everywhere. I mean, this is the posters of this. It looks just like this. But this is a great game. You can really see they love the source material and they're in love with the film in the period. Another dev group that has a fantastic future. These guys need to do like a Judge Dredd game. My God, it would be so good. Just take that Dredd movie, which I've got in 3D Blu-ray, and make like, which is unlike, in fact, that's just like the Unfinished Business, come to think of it. That's right. When I watched a couple of reviews of this, it reminded me of this Unfinished Business, of that Dredd film, and that big high-rise, and it's all like gang controlled, and the cops are getting wasted trying to get there. That's a great movie, and you should see it on a 3D TV Blu-ray. Oh my God. The bullets whizzing across, it's incredible. It's one of the best 3D movies I've ever seen. I got about 20-something 3D Blu-rays, and there's another couple dozen that I could get. I might buy like another half dozen or so. They'll look pretty good, so I'm glad that you can still get some movies in a 3D Blu-ray. But yeah, what a treat, guys. If you have any sitting on the fence of this, you gotta play it. It's worth every penny. I paid $60 for this, and I think it's worth every penny, even without the poster. It came with this little game token too, which is quite nice. So it's like a little embossed, double-sided gaming token that you would play in an arcade. That's what you'd put in. You know, pay for $20 worth of tokens, and they give you tokens. That's kind of a neat little deal. I have the RoboCop versus Terminator, so you get the best of both worlds. So I got this. I was kind of showing. I showed you the Terminator films. Oh, here's a full. Look at this beautiful full color manual. There's actually two manuals that came with it. One's a thin one in the game case, just like the controller controls. But this gorgeous full color manual with all of the levels and the types of bosses and enemies and weapons that you can use, and it's a fantastic deal. Just nice to get a physical game with a beautiful manual, a game that's rich with content that you can enjoy for hours and hours. I even have the Brad Fiedel original soundtrack. Now, I used to have this in vinyl that came out right after the 1984 first Terminator movie. I loved that film so much that I went out and I bought the vinyl record, and then I would make a recording on cassettes that I would drive. So when I go down to downtown LA to visit, I would play all that really hyper synth, almost a synth beat, where they had the car chase. He's in the El Dorado with a shotgun, and he's railing through all the parking garages and stuff and taking shots, and then Arnold slams a police car into the end of the wall. That's all filmed by the Bonaventure Hotel in downtown LA. So I would drive down those same streets in my 86 Dodge Daytona, and with the cassette of this blaring, and it was so surreal that it had the same music in the same parts of LA on the freeways, the off-ramp, right by the Bonaventure where they show them get off in that El Dorado. All of those areas, I was obsessed with that film, and I loved the soundtrack. I gave my brother-in-law the vinyl, so it's probably worth a fortune today. But I was thrilled to find this, and it's a great CD. I love buying CDs. I have a huge amount of these for in fact, I've got just a bunch of soundtracks here. Escape from New York. I got the Blade Runner. I've got CDs for, the Heat movie, Casino, Reservoir Dogs, you name it. I have all of the I've got hundreds and hundreds of CDs. I love them, and I rip them in the Xbox 360 hard drive, and then I use that with the JBL sound system to project it through the whole house. When on the weekends, when I'm cleaning or I'm out working on the car, detailing the car or something, I'll put it in my ghetto blaster out there and listen to, to soundtracks. They're fun. But the Terminator games are good. The only one I wasn't real thrilled with initially, but I want to give it another chance, is the Terminator Dawn of Fate. This is the only one I'm missing the strategy guide for. But it looks good. I want to give this one a chance again. This one, I challenged my friend Silverwings21 to play this, and there was only one walkthrough or playthrough of this on YouTube because nobody could beat it. One guy did it, and Silverwings21 kind of used that as kind of advanced recon to how he was going to go through and play the game. So he watched it, and then he blew through this and made it look easy. It was embarrassing. Because I just got frustrated as hell with this, and literally within an hour, I was just like, I have to shut this off. But this one I've never played, Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. I really want to try this one. This one's it's like authentic Arnold's voice in it. It's got high res too, maybe 1080p, I think, or 20p, I'm not sure. I like the Terminator Salvation game. I really like it. I think it's a great game. It's not as good naturally as the first two Terminator movies as far as the premise of it and all that, but it really is a great game. It's fun. Later you fight the big ones that were like the big rubber ones with the faces that were blown off, and they got the minigun. It gets intense. The end of it gets pretty cool. So I got the strategy guide for Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. I got the Terminator Salvation one. The only one that's missing is the Dawn of Fate guide. Once I have that, that's kind of one of my Holy Grail guides, and then I'll have all of the Terminator games. And is there a Terminator Super NES? I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna have to look and see if there's, N64 or maybe like a Super NES version of Terminator. I think there might be. I know they have all I know is just this one, which is really good, the RoboCop versus the Terminator, but I want to see if any of the older gens would have it. With the retro tink, I could really enjoy them on a modern TV. I think that's it, guys. I think I pretty much got everything I've shown and talked about. Pickups and gifts and what have you. I can show a lot of digital games up. I've gone nuts picking up some really good ones. I just got the Precinct. They had a really good sale with that. In fact, you can get all the DLC for free on that one. That looks really good. It's been very buggy initially at launch. My friend Jeremy got a physical copy, and he loves it. He's playing through it. I don't know if he finished it, but he said, Dean, it's a really good game. In fact, I think I told him about it. There was something about deliveries or take no delivery. I can't remember what it's called, but another kind of a top-down little game where you can do deliveries and there's destructible environments. It looks good. That one I don't think turned out that good. It got kind of mixed reviews on it, but the other one is quite good. The Precinct is very cool. They did another one called American Fugitive or something, and that one looked good. I passed on at the time, but given how much the Precinct, how good it looks, I kind of want to go back and maybe get a copy of that, either digital or physical if I can, and get it. Oh, you know what, guys? I found a Holy Grail. God, the biggest thing. I got to get up to get it, though. I'll be right back. This is my #1 Holy Grail I've been looking for literally a good decade. And then I saw it when my friend Steve Baker and I went to the Sacramento Gaming Expo. I saw Adam Korlick and Radical Reggie. Well, Reggie in his hand had this, and it was a tall box of In the Hunt on the PlayStation 1. I could never find this, and then when I could find it on eBay, it was hundreds. You can pay like between $100 and $200 for this game. It's shot up. The tall box ones are somewhat more affordable. The jewel case is lesser. There's a smaller production number of those made, so they're even more valuable. But I wanted the original tall box. I never saw this at my stores at the time. I would have jumped on this. I love anything with submarines. That's why I got Steel Diver on the 3DS XL. I've got that other one sub game on the Xbox 360, Naval Assault, I think it's called. That one looks really good. I had Silent Service in the Commodore 64. But what's great about this is it's the same developers that made Metal Gear. If you love Metal Gear 1, 2, and 3, or 5, however many they have, it's the identical art style. And it's like a bullet hell. This game looks brutally tough. The box was quite beat up. The ends of it were lifted up. I re-glued them. It was, a lot of the black had white. This is kind of, the printed litho cover and back cover had all kinds of with the tape, and there was tons of price stickers on this. I had to use my rubber cement thinner, soak it very gingerly, remove them, and I took the whole thing with a fine tip Sharpie and touched up all the little white particles and hit where the black had worn off and the leading edges and stuff. Touched it all up. It looks almost like a new game now. But I got a really good deal on this. I had wanted it. So at my retro game store, he has 12 feet up. He has all the expensive games. the Chrono Triggers and all the, the Resident Evil and the Silent Hill games that are 100 and 200 bucks. He has them up there, and he gets a big ladder if you want it. It's a big production. He's got to go up in the back, get a ladder, come out, and get up there and get it. And I've been eyeballing it. And I said, dude, I've lost so many nights' sleep over that game. I'd love to have it. So he made me a really good deal on it. I'm really happy with it. It's got a flawless manual, full color manual in it here. It's so nice to have these old manuals. The manual's in great shape, and the disc is like flawless. Now the little inside prongs where the CD goes, or I'm sorry, the disc goes, is missing some of the center. So if you put it on, it'll stay for a minute, but the minute you pick the game up, it falls off. So I don't want it to get scratched. The disc is in perfect shape. So I got a real super thin, a blue, kind of a translucent blue thin CD case, and I've kept the game in there. And what's cool is it fits perfectly inside this, as if it was meant for it. So you can put it right in there and close it up. So I'm real happy with this. There's another one which I used to have when it was new called Primal Rage. It was on the Saturn, I think, and maybe the 3DO. But it looks fantastic. So I'm anxious to play this. I've been waiting to get this so I can hook my PlayStation 1 up or the PS2, which I hopefully can play with. Some of the very older, the original games first came out on the original PlayStation 1. They don't play too well on the PlayStation 3. And even on the PlayStation 2 sometimes, even the very first Twisted Metal will be some little weird artifacts on the HUD and stuff sometimes. So, but I've got a PS1 Slim and a couple fat models that I can play this on too. So I want to try them all and hook it up with the retro check and see if I can get through this. This game is tougher than a cheapsteak. It really is a grinder to get through. I played it at a friend's house, and I looked for a copy for years and never saw it. Then when I started going back to collecting, PS1 games and PlayStation 2 and what have you, I've been like hell-bent to get this because I never played it other than my one time at a buddy's house. My friend Chris had it. I was envious. I said, dude, if you ever get tired of that game, let me know. I'll buy it. Oh, no, I'm keeping this one. And I think he did. I don't think I think he probably still has it. So anyway, I got this. This was a Holy Grail. I had the first Resident Evil in a tall box and Primal Rage. Both of them are very expensive. To me, I can't spend like $150, $200 on a game. I'll pay like $30 to $40 for a game tops, and that's it. Unless I get a special gift from someone, and I have a couple games that I could never afford myself that people had bought me. I can't remember off the top of my head what they were, but very generous gifts that were $30, $40 games that I would have had to spend that kind of money for. So I have a real tight budget of only 5% of my of my net income that I'll set aside for gaming or to buy a Blu-ray or something like that. But unless I get some gifts at Christmas, like my mother-in-law will give me $100 and a card, and I can kind of go to the retro store and pick up a whole slew of games and a couple of guides, which is always nice. But anyway, that's it, guys. That's pretty much what I have. I want to do another video where I can really show in depth what I've got with the PlayStation 4 Pro, how I've got it all set up now. I'll show that soon, which is I'm anxious to do. My game room's almost done, then I'm going to do a tour video of that. So I've kind of a new resolution. I'm going to try to make at least promise to make a video a month. If I can do one every other week, or maybe even one once a week, once in a while, that'll be good too. So I feel bad. I really should have made a bigger point of talking, doing my rants and showing videos and talking about games, because I've just missed it so much. I miss playing the games. I've missed talking about them. I miss the interaction with all my friends and viewers on YouTube. That you've made YouTube a blessing for me. It really is. It's one of the most wonderful, almost like a form of therapy, that you can just turn the camera on and just talk about something that you love. Many of you guys like my channel for that reason, which means a lot to me. So I'll try to keep bringing these deals to you if you can put up. I'm getting old and tired and getting on the, look a lot different now than I did, when I first started my channel, but I still love the gaming just as much. And I have some limitations, my back is better than it was for the 5 years or after my first back surgery. So at least I can game 2 or 3 hours now, which is a miracle, really. But I think in time I'll be able to game more. I may have to do another back surgery. I really don't want to do it, but I have an MRI scheduled soon, and my back is just getting worse and worse. I drive these little Nissan Kick. It's a nice little car, but very hard for me to get in and out of, and my back to twist to get in and out. It's just, I come home and I'm just like dying. It's awful. So, so besides my gaming, that's why I like that Monster Jam Showdown, or even like this RoboCop game. I'm going to put that in soon and start it. And Adamfall, I can play an hour and a half here, 3 hours, and still have a good time gaming. And then maybe take a break from it and then come back, put another couple hours in. Which on the weekends I'll do that sometimes. I'll play one in the morning with my, after I have some coffee, and then later that afternoon I'm thinking about it all day, and I'll play it again, which is fun. So I'm trying to get back to doing more gaming. I've pretty much got my collection done. There's just a few, literally. I have one PlayStation 3 game, and then I'll be happy. And I've got my retro guy is trying to find me that game right now. He gives me a hell of a deal. He finds things really cheap. He's got connections on used games, new games, and if he doesn't have it, he sometimes can find it. Not every time, but he's found me a couple games and one strategy guide. So in fact, he's the one that found me that Fallout New Vegas guide. Because when I looked online, my God, it was so expensive. He got it for $27. I got paid for that, which is, yeah, it's expensive, for a guide. But believe me, there's guides that same guide I've seen for $150, $100, and I just can't rationalize spending that kind of money. But anyway, guys, have a wonderful new year ahead. We got through Christmas. The economy's been tough for many of us, but I really appreciate your support, prayers, and help, and good wishes. And do your best to appreciate every day for your health, that you're able to work, that you've got people around that love you, and be thankful for your games, because really, we have a wonderful life. It can be tough with challenges and financial challenges, but at the end of the day, you can come in, whether you have 10 games or you get 100 games, you can enjoy yourself really cheaply with an old console. If you can't afford a Series X, get a 360. And a handful of games. You can have a hell of a time. So anyway, guys, I can go on and on. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your patience while I'm trying to make more videos. And I'm going to try to focus on coming up with more content on a regular basis as much as I can. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and enjoy your games.